Welcome to the Heather Loves Cruising Visit with Viewer section. This is our chance to take comments and questions from you and just to have a fireside chat about some of these questions to help guide you along the trail to make the most of your next cruising adventure. So we've got a couple of questions that have come in from you that we'd like to dialogue with you about, and so here we go.
Yep.
The first question comes in from Lori D55. Lori, you say, my husband and I are going next year on the Oasis of the Seas. Excellent choice, by the way. And we don't own any suits or fancy dresses or even pantsuits. Can you go to the main dining room in jeans and a shirt / blouse every night? Question mark. On fancy night, can you wear a nice pair of pants and a fancier blouse for me and maybe just a collared shirt for my husband? Or is that not fancy enough? So really, you're looking for some attire advice as it relates to fashion. So any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I guess the first thing I just want to say is you don't have to go to the dining room. If you want to, that's great. There are lots of other options. So if you do want to stay very casual and you don't want to dress up, or if you don't have the clothing, that type of thing, you don't have to go. So just
you can go to Windjammer, Johnny
there's
Rockets.
lots of other options.
Yeah.
So I just want to first at least let you know that. Second thing I wanted to just encourage you with is that yes, you can wear jeans, but I think a lot of people really do look forward to dressing up to go to the dining room.
On formal night.
On formal night especially, but also just for dinner. I think people who've been in their bathing suits most of the day and kept it very casual on that side of things. It's something very fun to do. So you're going to see everything from jeans to more dressed up on any of the evenings, and especially the formal night, you are going to see people in formal gowns, but you're also going to see people very casual as well. I do want to encourage you, if you can take some pieces in your suitcase to make them very versatile and flexible throughout the week. So one thing that I like to do is take a pair of black capri dress pants or slacks. And so they're just capris, but then I take 2 to 3 different tops that I can wear with those and rotate those in and out as I want to throughout the dinners in the evening. So that's one option. You could get a pair of black pants, so very versatile. You could also get a pair of white or khaki capris and then get a nice blouse or something to go along with that. So there's a lot of flexibility you have there with that. For your husband, a collared shirt, again, a pair of slacks. He could probably wear the same pair of slacks every night.
That's exactly it.
There are laundry facilities on the cruise ship if you need to utilize those, if you just want to take 1 or 2 pairs of pants. So it's really, if you got 1 or 2 main pieces that you could use as kind of your base and then rotate tops, you can do that. So that's good. And then really, just to say, a lot of times during the day when you're around the ship, you're wearing the same bathing suit or shorts and t-shirt. It's very casual. You'll see it's just a very relaxed atmosphere. And that's one of the main reasons we actually love going on the cruise, because just that overall demeanor during the day.
Very casual, very laid back.
Just laid back. Everybody's wearing their beachwear.
If you start to smell too much, just take a dip in the pool. So
just
after us, not while we're in it.
So I just want to encourage you, don't feel like you have to go out and spend a lot of dollars on a...
Well, and you could probably get all this stuff at like a consignment shop or something,
Well, that's what I do.
right?
A lot of times if I need 1 or 2 pieces, I just quick run to a consignment shop or garage sales. It's amazing how many times someone gets rid of a formal or a fancier dress and you'll see it at a consignment shop or you'll see it at a garage sale. You look online on Craigslist, a lot of times people are getting rid of things that way. So those are just some options you can have for looking to build up your wardrobe a little bit.
Good question. Thank you very much, Lori D55. I think we all benefited from that dialogue. So,
and if Lori, if you have any other questions, feel free to come in. We'd love to be able to answer those the best we can.
The next question comes in from Natalie Duenas. I apologize if I mispronounced that for you, Natalie. Natalie Duenas says, I'll be going to Labadee soon. Other than your suggestion about snorkeling near the boats and docks, do you recommend anything else? Well, as a matter of fact, we do. Labadee, Haiti is like a peninsula area that Royal Caribbean basically takes the crew from the boat. They get off the boat or the ship and they become the staff for Labadee. So everything is all Royal Caribbean. And if you're on an Oasis class ship, there's a pretty high likelihood you're going to be the only ship that's at that port anyway. So it's really, really relaxing to that regard. Columbus Cove is our personal favorite. If you do want to do any particular excursions or events, it's kind of nice because everything is available through the Royal Caribbean website in your cruise planner as you're booking the excursions. I think they open that up 3 to 6 months in advance, something like that.
At least 6 months,
So,
I think. So.
Yeah, so that you can start kind of hunting around. One little tip I did kind of stumble into that we haven't personally done ourselves. We've heard you can do this. Early on, like 6 months out, you look at the Dragon's Breath roller coaster, and they might sell like single-use passes for that. But if you wait long enough, at least our experience was we saw like within like a few weeks of the actual sailing date, a new item popped up on the cruise planner that was an unlimited day pass of Dragon's Breath roller coaster. So sometimes if you wait to the last minute for some of that stuff, and it's not totally booked up, they'll run sales on it. So just be aware of that.
Or you can purchase that on the ship as well.
Yeah.
So not sure what kind of offer that they would have, though.
So there's the rest that you'll have at Labadee. There's a cookout, of course, between like 11 and 1:30, I think, or 11 and 1 that they put on. It's like burgers, barbecue,
all kinds of salads,
that type of stuff. It's actually really delicious. And another thing that you can do at Labadee is the shopping experiences. There's a whole little market of super high pressure selling opportunities if you really like to walk into the Lion's Den to enjoy that. So it is all kind of sanctioned by Royal Caribbean. You're going to see that the people that are there are the island people that are living in Haiti.
Locals.
They're locals. And they're dressed, I think, in yellow. It depends on, they'll all be in some sort of a uniform, identification tag, so you know that it's legitimate. But it is super high pressure selling. So bring your best bargaining skills with you, because everything on there is going to be negotiated pricing that you can either pay what they ask you to pay, or you can negotiate. So.
And just a note too, there's lots of little like areas around Labadee, so you can get off and go to multiple places.
Yep.
There's a shuttle that runs, so you
Little
can
golf cart shuttle that runs to and
with
from.
a tractor type thing that pulls it, and so you can ride around and take you to different parts of Labadee that the cruise ship has for you.
Yeah, so thank you for your question, Natalie. It was a pleasure to discuss that. Again, feel free to clarify or ask more questions if you've got them as they come up. Another comment came in from a fan of ours here, Dawn Clark. Thank you for all of your tips. While I'm not going on Royal Caribbean, I feel all of your tips will work well for any cruise. Please keep them coming. Smiley face. Thank you for your smiley face, Dawn. It touches our heart. But, hey, one of the things I would say, first of all, thank you for your kind words there. They mean a lot to us. We appreciate everybody in many comments that are affirming to the work that Heather and I are doing through this vlog. One thing that Heather and I have been kicking around is we have also sailed on Princess Cruise Lines prior to Royal Caribbean. So we're kicking around the idea of making kind of a compare and contrast series, perhaps, or some future video where we compare and contrast those two different cruise lines entirely. So you may see a little bit of that.
Lines as well.
Because a lot of these tips you'll find do transfer to other cruise lines also.
Correct.
On a previous comment, I think you mentioned, Don, that you're headed on celebrity cruises later on this year. From what we discovered on this last trip, Royal Caribbean owns Celebrity, so I wouldn't be surprised if some of the similarities were also found between those two ships. One thing we were disappointed to find out, though, is that the Crown and Anchor points for Royal Caribbean, which is like the frequent customer points program, don't transfer to Celebrity, so there is that disconnect. So, but thank you for your comment and kind words. Okay, and one final question that's come in here comes from Yvonne Ather. Yvonne, you ask, we have an ocean view room, and how high is the balcony? And then you go on to say, also, we're going October 1st. Do they have any storms then? So the ocean view room, we're going to assume you mean when you're asking about the balcony, you've got a superior ocean view balcony stateroom. And I think that those balcony railings
Waist a little bit higher level.
Waist a little bit high. So maybe 4 feet-ish. I'm about 5'10", 5'11", so somewhere in that zone. You'll be safe. Don't climb on them. We would recommend against climbing on them. They're not used as stools in any way, shape, or form. but you'll be safe if that's what's behind the question that's behind your question. The other question that you ask is about October 1st, and what do you think about that as far as a sailing date?
Well, hurricane season is technically, June 1st through November 30th. Doesn't mean that there's going to be a hurricane. And really, the captains of the ship, if they see a storm, they're constantly watching, so they're going to move around it. So they're going to do their best to make your experience uneventful and where you wouldn't even notice anything anyway. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So we appreciate your questions, and thanks so much for the comments. We'll look forward to future visits with viewer opportunities. Feel free to submit in the comment section below. We'll do our best to answer them as a part of our next program. So we'll see you there.
Bye.